Folks. Haven't talked to straight and face to face with you for a while, and it's a good day outside this afternoon, so I figured I'd give you a little something that's on my mind. And that's about what's happening in this country as the Congress is now working on decriminalizing marijuana and the federal level. A lot of different states across the United States have already legalized marijuana with no adverse effects. What they're doing is getting a lot of tax dollars from the marijuana sales that they have. Illinois was the last state that I lived in that actually legalized marijuana, and there was no great wave of people going crazy, jumping off buildings or anything like that. So now Congress and the House has gone ahead and passed some legislation making it kind of like decriminalizing marijuana, moving one step closer to legalizing pot. Okay, so the Republicans are dead set against that. I don't know why. It's just crazy, all of the arguments that they're saying. They're saying with all of the problems we have in the world, the Democrats are trying to legalize drugs. Well, that's not so. Okay, they're legalizing marijuana. Marijuana is a drug and it's used for medicinal purposes in a lot of different areas and a lot of different natures. Some people that have all kinds of diseases, including cancer, have prescription marijuana, and that's legal in most of the states of these United States. It just can't be used in a lot of the federal facilities like HUD and other things like that. However, the bigger issue is that these Republicans, after one of their congressmen just got busted on one of the podcasts he was doing, talking about being invited, he's a freshman congressman, being invited by his senior congressman to an orgy with a little cocaine. So it's okay for Republicans to go ahead and use cocaine and have orgies and sex parties and everything like that, but they don't want the common people, the people that can't afford all of the cocaine that the Republicans can afford, to go ahead and smoke a little pot. Well, I did smoke pot in my youth and even in my adult ages too. But it wasn't as bad as people put it on to be. When I was in Vietnam, one of the marijuana was everywhere. I didn't smoke at that time. Okay, I was still kind of really young. I was only like 18 at the time. But when I came back to the States, I did indulge in a little marijuana and I did inhale and I got high sometimes. Well, I noticed when I was in Vietnam, we had two groups of people there. We had the heads and we had, of course, the alcoholics. Okay. We call them alkies and heads. Now, the guys that smoked pot all the time, they were docile, they were very calm, they were always enlightened and everything like that. Those people that drank, the alcohol folks, they were always fighting, they were arguing, they were doing everything like that. So it's just your manner. There are social drinkers that can drink well and they can hold their liquor, but there are a lot of people, when you get high, you just don't go on a rampage and start killing folks like people do when they're involved in the other drug that's alcohol. Okay, so that's just my opinion. And I'm all for legalization of marijuana at all levels, and it just doesn't bother me that much. I don't smoke anymore. I've kind of reformed myself, but it's not that big of a danger and it's not that big of a thing. One thing I can probably tell you without a lot of doubt or without a lot of credibility is that most of the people that attacked the Capitol on January 6th in 2021, they weren't pot smokers. They were part of that Trump crowd that liked to drink and liked to use the other drugs that Republicans use, cocaine. So there you have it. When you get a bunch of people that are smoking, like Woodstock, go way back, more than 50 years ago when Woodstock was taking place, there was no big riots, there was no big murders, there was nothing there. People were just high, and there might have been a little overdoses because of some of the other drugs they were doing. But those that were smoking the pot out there in New York, it was no big deal. So yeah, go ahead, legalize marijuana. Make it, decriminalize it. And what you'll also see is reduction in the number of people that we have in our prisons and facilities because it's just overwhelmed with misdemeanor people and people selling on a larger level of a drug that really doesn't cause any problems. So that's just my opinion. Like I say, I support legalization of marijuana. Okay, thanks for watching. If you agree with me, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, just put them in the comments section and let me know what your opinion is. And we'll see how this goes. Okay, and it's really beautiful out here in the afternoon. That's all for now. See you on the next time.